Hello everyone, in my last video we learned how to perform the Lesser Banishing Ritual, the Pentagram, and in this video I answer some of your questions. Andrew Craig 4237 asked, why are you banishing from earth to water? Isn't it from earth to spirit, i.e. the peak of the pentagram? Great question. There are numerous schools of thought on how pentagrams should be drawn. The LBRP is a lot of information and it's pretty complex, especially for people who aren't used to the symbols and the mantras. So I used one general and simplified banishing pentagram in all the directions. The banishing pentagrams we drew started from earth, going counterclockwise to water, through air, through fire, carrying all that energy up to the spirit point for purification before it's recycled into clean energy that you bring back down to the earth point where you started from. This simplified method has been used since the 19th century by certain practitioners, and I think it's a great way to get people started. To invoke with this general version, you'd start from the spirit point and go clockwise. The idea is that you're reflecting the creation process, invoking from spirit and into the other elements. Now, in my personal rituals, I draw all the pentagrams differently. I start at the specific element point that represents the energy I'm either banishing or invoking. Facing east, I start with air. Banish counterclockwise, invoke clockwise. Facing south, I start with fire. Banish counterclockwise, invoke clockwise. Facing west, I start with water. Facing north, I start with earth. That's how I draw pentagrams. This method is a simplified version of the Golden Dawn system. I love the Golden Dawn, but I think their way of drawing pentagrams is a bit overly tedious with some fundamental contradictions, and that's what led me to choose the method I currently practice. And bringing this back around to Mr. Andrew Craig's question, why are you banishing from earth to water? Isn't it from earth to spirit? That is another way of doing it, so you're not wrong. It can be kind of confusing, and as I've said before, there are many ways to draw a pentagram. All come with their own theories and application, but at the end of the day, it's much more about the energy you are putting into it and which practices work best with your unique energy body. This is another reason why most spell books are total BS. Light the blue candle facing due east with a peacock feather up your ass as you vibrate these mantras in perfect A-note pitch. Okay, those details really don't matter all that much if you're not carrying the current of magic inside you. Practice magic in a way that makes you feel it. That's how you truly grow and get the most out of this path. I highly encourage everyone to do your own research on pentagram drawing and find a system that you like and can repeat confidently. Which way do you like drawing pentagrams? Let me know in the comments. Andrew also asked, eyes open or closed? Again, whatever makes you feel it the most. I like doing it both ways. When I'm outside in nature, I often find a secluded cluster of trees and do it with my eyes open. When I'm inside, I often do it with my eyes closed. In my experience, closing my eyes in these rituals and learning to see things with my third eye in complete darkness, that's been huge, and there's unique energy and sensory developments that take place when we close our eyes. So you can do both, but personally, I'd prioritize doing it with eyes closed. Cool, okay, I received a comment a while back that I can no longer find, but it had something to do with the 7 chakra system versus the Kabbalistic tree of life. Let's start with the 7 chakra system. As humans, we're born with these 7 chakras. They already exist in our energy body, and the 7 chakras correspond to the 7 layers of our aura. Now, Western magic has something similar to the 7 chakra system, and it's called the Kabbalistic tree of life. Instead of 7 chakras, there are 10 energy centers. This is simply an alternative way of developing and grouping energy, but it's also a little different. Most people aren't born with the Tree of Life centers embedded in their biofield unless they bring it with them from a previous incarnation. So the Tree of Life centers need to be established and installed in your energy body. It's new software to your system, whereas the 7 chakras already come built in to your drive. Some people don't like the Tree of Life for this reason. It just seems unfamiliar to certain individuals, and that's perfectly fine. If it's not calling to you, then it may not be your preferred practice. Having said this, be aware that the Tree of Life still corresponds to the 7 layers of our aura, just like the 7 chakras do. But since there are 10 energy centers and 7 layers, there are certain auric layers that are associated with more than one center on the Tree of Life. You'll find different views on this also. Some paths say there are 3 levels of our energy field. Some say there are 5. Some give them different titles entirely. Point is, there are so many different ways of developing your soul, and at the end of the day, it really all comes down to which practices work best for you. To strengthen our 7 chakras, we meditate on them. To embed the Tree of Life within our energy body, we practice the middle pillar ritual. I prefer the Tree of Life over the 7 chakra system because in my experience, these energy centers relate more to the Western magic I like practicing. Having said that, if the Tree of Life just isn't for you, you can always stick with developing your 7 chakras while you're practicing other forms of Western magic. On Mage Space, right now, we are going over the entire energy body, layer by layer, and I'm teaching some of the ceremonies I practice personally. A great daily routine for spiritual sustenance and ongoing spiritual development is the Kabbalistic Cross, the Lesser Banishing Ritual, the Pentagram, the LVX Ritual, the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Hexagram, the Rose Cross Ritual, and the Middle Pillar. I'm teaching all of these and many more. The Kabbalistic Cross, Middle Pillar, and LBRP are already on this channel. LVX and Hexagrams are next in line. The solar and lunar meditations are great also. I don't do the solar and lunar meditations every day, but they are simple and similar to some of the Eastern meditations that many have grown accustomed to. So I have them on here as sort of bridge meditations, although they are still powerful on their own. I hope this video answered some of your questions. Press like if I gave good answers. Feel free to comment with more questions and expressions, and subscribe to join us on this path of spiritual mastery.